Welcome to video number 5. You will recall how I compared the size of a bacterium, and a black olive, with the size of a virus like the coronavirus, represented by the fenugreek seeds. So now it's time I took you down the microscope so that you can see what these things actually look like. I was showing you the structure of a leaf under low magnification. To see the cells in greater detail, we need to turn to a higher powered microscope. This time we'll take a little square of the leaf and look at it under a compound microscope. Now we'll switch to high power. We can see the little green discs inside each cell. Those are the chloroplasts, with which green plants capture the energy of the sun and convert it into sugar. Science can't do that. Isn't that a thought? Humans are unable to imitate what is done by every leaf of every plant growing your garden. Now we can look at human cells. These are the cells that line your cheek. They're stained purple to make them easy to see. In the middle you can see the nucleus, and those little purple stained dots all across the cell, they of course are bacteria. Your mouth is full of them. They help to keep you healthy. Now, you can't see much detail of bacteria under a light microscope. They really are too small. They're about the smallest things you can see. To see details of bacteria, we need the scanning electron microscope. I don't happen to have one of those here, so it means going to see my very good friends at the Cavendish Laboratory in Cambridge. University of Cambridge, the Cavendish Lab. So here we are in the lab, and we can now look at the fine detail. That's much better. These are E. coli under the scanning electron microscope. I know you think of E. coli as being nasty, but they're necessary for life. 1/3 of the contents of your bowel by volume is E. coli. E. coli is our friend. Using a transmission electron microscope, colleagues in America have taken these fine pictures of the coronavirus. Called a coronavirus, here are 3 of them, because they rather look like crowns. There's a circle with jewels scattered around the outside. This is all we can see through the microscope. The detailed impressions of the virus that you see everywhere in the media, those are CGI, computer-generated images of what it might look like. This is all we can actually observe. So even with the best microscopes in the world, we can only just glimpse what the coronavirus particle looks like. There are several of them. Some coronaviruses cause common colds. We all have them. Several produce diseases so mild that you'd hardly know you were ill. And then of course we have the SARS viruses, like the SARS epidemic of 2003 and today's epidemic of SARS, which for some bizarre reason, like text speak, they've decided to call COVID-19. Even to a microscopist, it is remarkable to think that something so diminutive, at the very edge of our perception, can cause so many problems in so many places, and so much tragedy for so many people. At home we have independent laboratories, eager to start testing, but not yet sanctioned. We have supplies in warehouses, ready for the hospitals, but unable to be delivered on time. We've even had examples of civil disobedience. And internationally we have rivalry, accusations of secrecy, even of global piracy. It's quite extraordinary what this tiny little thing has done and how much strife it has caused. But if instead of arguing, the people of the world could come together and the nations unite in common cause, we might then find a speedy answer to this terrible international tragedy. And if we can find an answer to this one, we'll be much better placed to face the epidemics that are yet to come in the future.